former governor of Anambra State and the presidential candidate of Labour Party, LP in the last concluded general elections in Nigeria, Peter Obi has blamed leadership rascality and recklessness for the failure of Nigerian sportsmen and women to secure a single medal at the 2024 Olympics held in France that came to a close on Sunday. Peter Obi made this known in a series of tweets on Sunday while the close ceremony of the 2.5-week-long sports competition was going on with fireworks erupting over the Stade de France at the end of the Paris Olympics. As the closing ceremony took place on Sunday at the Stade de France, scenes were showed from Los Angeles, which is scheduled to host the next Summer Games in 2028. It was observed that at the end of the ceremony in Paris, actor Tom Cruise jumped off the stadium roof and was lowered to the floor, where he took the Olympic flag from Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass and rode off on a motorcycle. It was estimated that about 9,000 athletes flooded into the stadium to be entertained by 270 performers and artists in a ceremony described by some #news media and observers as a celebration of humanity and the unifying power of sports. Peter Obi, while reacting to the failure of Nigerian athletes at the just concluded Olympics, said the government of Nigeria invested over 12 billion naira for the sporting game, which saw the country not winning any medal. Peter Obi tweet reads below in quote, "Now that the Paris Olympics 2024 has officially ended and our dear team Nigeria, despite the huge financial investment made into the project, is returning without a single medal, let me unreservedly register my displeasure with the performance of our team and their handlers. The rascality and recklessness that has continued to characterize leadership in our nation in nearly every department. The general impression that has come to stick is the one that portrays our country as a joke, even on the international stage. How can one explain that a country like Jamaica spent less than 5% of what we spent on our contingents for the Paris Olympics 2024 and won as many as 6 medals? Yet with our huge financial investment and large contingent, we could not win even a single medal. At least 9 African countries won gold, but the giant with over 200 million people came home without even a bronze. We invested about 12 billion naira in this year's Olympics, which is almost twice the amount budgeted for the entire Ministry of Science and Technology for this year. This is over 136 million naira, about $85,000, spent on each of the 88 Nigerian contingents to the Olympics, and no single medal was won, while Jamaica, a nation which spent far less than we did, a total of about $2,300 on each contingent, won 6 medals, 1 gold, 3 silver and 2 bronze at the Olympics. We must now interrogate the relationship between this huge investment and our dismal outcome. Sad stories like this are a lot only because we have refused to embrace competence and capacity over routine and favoritism in Nigeria. Let us consider the case of Favour Ofili, a Nigerian professional sprinter who trained for years for the 2024 Olympics, only for her name to be recklessly and wrongly removed from the list of athletes for the 100 meters race at the Olympics by Nigerian sporting authorities. What explanation can anyone give about Annette Echikumoki, a former Nigerian hammer thrower, who was frustrated by the same rascality of some Nigerian leaders, making her switch her allegiance to the United States, where she eventually won a medal in the just completed Olympics? These same professional athletes were denied the opportunity to represent our nation in Tokyo 2020, for similar reasons of administrative recklessness. I have it on good authority that some injured athletes, not physically fit to represent the country and not competing in the ongoing Olympics, were there in Paris receiving escorts from our national resources. Some of the sports officials and others who have no reason to be at the Olympics were there too, living large and feeding fat on the escorts while our nation was crashing out on every sporting event. One of our athletes, SL Opesharaye, had to borrow a bicycle to compete at her sporting event. How can one sensibly explain such recklessness and infamy? What a country! What a shame! When do we stop these rascalities that always rob our nation of golden opportunities to make a positive change? I call on the government to investigate these gross misconducts and make sure that those responsible do not have the opportunity to do so again. We must build a nation of discipline and commitment to duty, where competence and capacity reign. That is the new Nigeria we preach, and it is possible.
Sazuwa Connect, bringing you the news in a more digital way.